All right. This time I'm here. The last time what happened was I didn't set up StreamYard properly. So it went to the wrong Facebook. So most of the people who see me are on Facebook, so they wouldn't see it. I actually got someone harassed me about that the other day. Um, your views on YouTube were like 6. Yeah, but my views on Facebook were like 212. So I'm okay. Like, it's no big deal. I have audiences where I have audiences. But I am here, guys. I apologize for the last video. So some of you guys may not know this, but I did another video, had to abruptly leave. There was some stuff going on in the personal life that affected our friend. Nothing bad about us directly, that affected a friend of our family's. My wife needed to tell me about it. It's a pretty bad thing. It's about it involves children. I won't say any more than that. But my wife works in child welfare, and you mess with a child, and you get my wife's fucking anger. So that's what's going on. Nothing anybody needs to deal with. It's stuff that we'll handle there. But that's what's up. I'm going to make sure that people can leave comments, but I'm not leaving this time. Everything is fine. We're all good. We're gonna get these things off my chest that I need to get off my chest. We're gonna talk about holiday spirits a little bit. We're gonna get some stuff done. All right. So I need you guys, if you guys can see this, to leave a comment. Also, if you guys don't follow me on YouTube, please. I'm trying to get my YouTube numbers up. I know I don't do this on the regular, but I'll probably do it more. But yeah. So, love you. Hey, Danny. Danny, I am not coming up today. Everything's been taken care of by other people, so I'm not going to bother coming up. So, yeah, everything's okay. Everything's okay. There is, like I said, there's some bad stuff happening, but it doesn't affect my family directly, and people are dealing with it. Authorities are dealing with it, all that stuff. Thumbs up. Guten Morgen. Got it. So, how is everybody? Got to get a few things off my chest, talk about what's going on. Today's the first day of the Steak Tour. If you were in Orlando, make sure you go to the Collective. The Collective will be hosting the wonderful David Byrne, the one of Francesca Fricini. They'll both be there. It'll be a great time. So make sure that you guys have a chance to go out there if you can. That'll be the first time to get some of the Steak exclusive covers. I currently am not going, but who knows? Maybe I'll sneak up there later on today. No one knows. YouTube can see. Awesome. Damien Starr is on. Yep. So a couple things because I had to delete the other video just because I didn't know what was said at the end, and I didn't want to put anybody on blast because there's an active investigation because of the crazy shenanigans. Again, I live my life by protecting and taking care of people. Will Amy Schumer be there? Hopefully. I hope Amy Schumer will be there. I live my life on trying to do what's right because I've had a lot of wrong done to me in my life. So I try to do what's right, and sometimes that comes off as white knighting, which I'm fine with because I'll take that moniker. Yeah, absolutely. I will. I'll fight for what's wrong all the time. In fact, I was in a situation recently. It's literally because I was fighting for what's wrong. Like, the guy did something wrong, regardless of what he wants to pitch or whatever. But that's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Not what we're talking about. What we're talking about, see, you can just move on. What we're talking about today is I have a new contract, which is cool, with an artist. And I'm going to be doing a really, really cool kaiju story. It's going to be 5 pages. I get to hire the whole team. So if you're an artist and you look for a little work and you're working within the budget, I've got a budget that I got to work with because somebody else is paying the bill. Really cool about that. I'm excited about that. It's one of my favorite things about indie comics, be able to work with new people, do short little small things, and help someone grow their stuff. Someone says, hey, Travis, can you help me grow my business? That's awesome. I want to do that. But why have you here? I want to talk about holiday spirits, and I want to talk about Spider-Man trailer. First, let's talk about Spider-Man trailer. I fucking love that Spider-Man trailer. I am so excited for that movie. I'm so excited to see Doc Ock back. I'm so excited about the concept. And a spoiler, if you guys haven't seen it, I'm so excited about the concept that Spider-Man killed all these guys, and the only way to get them back is you got to kill them. I like that. I don't know if that's going to be actually in the movie or stuff, but like that's what they imply in the trailer. That's so awesome. Like that's a really good concept. Like without Spider-Man, like if you just had a movie where, hello, things from an alternate dimension were coming to kill you because you had killed them in an alternate dimension, and you did not. That's a great idea. Got to write that down. Wait a few years so Spider-Man's done and maybe write my own version of that. As Sean Terry says, my answer to Watchmen, that is my answer to Spider-Man 3, No Way Home. Spider-Man means so much to me. Hey, Stevie, I sent out your package. Same thing with Mike. I sent out both your packages yesterday for expired. Spider-Man means so much to me. Growing up, I come from a very broken home. My parents both used drug and alcohol until I was 12. Then my mom split up, went into AA, and then I stayed with my dad, who was still using. And that got worse because I was old enough to be able to do my own stuff, and it just got bad. I had to deal with a lot of abuse. I had to deal with switching schools because I couldn't afford things. So every year I moved to a different school, so I had to acquire new friends. That's why I acquire so many friends in life, and why I have so many people who I look up to and try to hang out with, because that's important to me, and I know the value of snap relationships. Like the relationship right here is what's important, and then if it extends beyond time, do that. But while growing up, right from wrong was, as you can assume in those situations, very blurry, right? I was taught to not trust cops. I was abused a little bit. I had to hide in my room, and I peed in the corner. Like I was scared a lot of times to go out into the living room to pee. I would just pee in the corner on a rug over and over again in the same corner. I had a pee corner. And again, that's not something like my parents' stuff. If I came out of my room, I'd get yelled at and all these things, and I just didn't want to deal with that. Or there was drugs in the bathroom, so I couldn't use the bathroom because we only had one. So it was a rough world that I lived in, and it caused the death of both my parents in different ways. My mom died about 5 years ago on Thanksgiving, near Thanksgiving. So this is always a really tough time for me. I'm extra vulnerable and extra sad. In fact, I was crying all day yesterday, just randomly, just thinking about it. She had back issues, and she never could get it to recover. She was afraid to go to surgery. And part of the reason why she go to surgery is she didn't want to be on painkillers because she was in AA in the program. She didn't want to be addicted. That was a problem for her. So she finally took the surgery. She got on painkillers. And when she was on the painkillers, she had an ulcer burst in her chest that was told to be benign. Well, because she was on the painkillers and she hadn't taken drugs in such a long time, she didn't know what the feeling was, if she was feeling the high from the Percocets or the stuff. And it slowly killed her over the series of a couple of days. And she died. And she died because of past decisions in her life that made it happen to this. And then my dad died. I think it's 2 years now. It's before my son died, so it's about 2 years now. And he overdosed. He was down to one lung and laying in bed and slowly dying. And he had a methadone patch, and he double dosed himself and killed himself. He overdosed and died. So those things are very vulnerable. Sorry, I lost track. I was talking about my parents. Going back to Spider-Man. So Spider-Man taught me right and wrong. And I got it wrong when I was a kid. Heavy stuff. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, it gets heavy. I get vulnerable sometimes. Spider-Man and all the superheroes taught me right from wrong. But specifically Spider-Man. Good morning. Sorry. It's okay. Spider-Man specifically taught me right from wrong. I looked at Peter Parker and the decisions he made. When you're in high school, you're trying to figure out who you like, right? So you have multiple girlfriends. So I can understand the Mary Jade and Gwen Stacy stuff. Like I can get it. Travis, you've been adopted into my family. Thanks. I'm no longer an orphan. I'm now with Stevie. I watched these kids, and I watched Spider-Man. I watched him make a decision and making the right decision, even if it affects him. So the decision between bringing Aunt May medicine or fighting the villain, it was always Aunt May. So that taught me family values of what that looks like and how to treat things. And like I said, when I was younger, I got it wrong. So I would one of the things I would do, I was a little bit of a bully. Not in the sense of word, like I wasn't like a 80s TV movie bully, but what I would do sometimes is I would get in fights with people or fight with people who I felt did wrong. They didn't necessarily do wrong, but I felt they did wrong. So you broke up with your girlfriend, and I was like, I like her. She's nice. Nothing bad happened. I just, she's crying, so I'm upset about that. So I responded accordingly. So that would get it. But as I grew, I grew out of that like you do, because you do grow up. You can grow up. You can be better. You can be better than what your situations have. We're going to watch Spider-Man 2 with Lego. Just haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, I watched it. So Google Chrome just showed me that their overdoses are higher. Thanks, Google. I'm glad you're spying on me. I appreciate that. Fucking Google, man. If you're going to spy, like, give me good information. I'm talking about Spider-Man. Go find some secret information, Google. Like, help me out. Don't give me bullshit. I know overdoses are higher. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Sorry, that was funny to me. Even Spider-Man 1, watch the lizard stuff. I really have a heart for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I really, really loved it. Spider-Man 2 is my favorite. Amazing Spider-Man, I struggle with. The first scene pissed me off. So within 10 seconds of that movie, I was angry. Spider-Man comes in. He's on a skateboard, which is already, for me, like kind of weird because Spider-Man's cool. That's not Spider-Man, but all right, whatever. I can adjust. Then the teacher goes, "Hey, Peter Parker, get off that skateboard." So he stops getting off that skateboard, and then he walks away and then goes back on the skateboard. And I was just like, that right there shows me you don't know who Peter Parker is. Peter Parker does what's right all the time. There is a good, a natural good in Peter Parker. That's why Tobey Maguire worked. That's why Tom Holland worked, and why Andrew Garfield, though he worked as Spider-Man, didn't necessarily work as Peter Parker. There is a natural good in Peter Parker. And I think that's what makes that character so special. There is just a good and wholesomeness. That's why he is the crust of the Marvel universe. He is the stuff, and why DC has never been able to figure that out. Because Batman's too brooding, Superman's too good, Wonder Woman is too noble and she's fighting for women's rights. Flash is too flashy, he's a cop. But Peter Parker is just that special, unique design. Doc Ock is my favorite villain for Spidey. Absolutely. Can I start over for you? Yeah. So when this is over, Cole, what you do is you just wait till the video buffs, and then you just start it from the beginning, and it'll tell you everything that I'm going to say, which is cool. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about that, how excited I am for this trailer. Cole's like, too flashy. He is too flashy. It means the world to me. That movie's coming out. For me, that's almost more exciting than the Avengers coming out of the portals. Hey, Puppy Cole. I think everybody should look up to Peter Parker. I think that Peter Parker is an inspiration to so many people. One of the beautiful scenes is if you look in Spider-Man Blue, he's grieving the loss of Gwen still, and he can't tell Mary Jane, but he's still dealing with it, and he feels the guilt of that. And I resonate with that. And as I grow up, I resonate, going back to my dad's death. My son came out 2 days after I got home from my dad's funeral and stuff, 2 days after that. And I was grieving. And I'm trying to be excited for my son's arrival. And it hurt because I couldn't get the emotions because I was grieving. And my first child, Allison, I was 22, and I had a child out of wedlock. Maybe 20, I don't know. She's 19. The math doesn't matter. It was so sudden, and my world was changing, so I couldn't be in the moment. It was really hard to be in the moment. So both of my kids, I feel like I couldn't be there, and I wanted so much to just be present, but the grief was overtaking me. And again, I learned about that stuff from Spider-Man to what that looks like and how that's and stuff. These characters mean the world to me. They are very real. They're more real than some of my friends. And I'm not saying that to like insult my friends. Like I have grown up with these people and spent time with these people. Every week I spend time with Spider-Man on some level. He's in one of my books. I spend time with him. And it's important to me to spend that time. And comics are that important to me. And the things that I create in the world, I'm not going to give you a Spider-Man probably, but hopefully one day something will resonate with you where that matters to you, that hopefully I can touch you with my writing to be able to do that. And I wouldn't say I'm there yet, or that I've written even things that are targeted to do so, but I think that that's what's beautiful about the comics medium is if it's done right, and the right people are reading it, it can change your point of view, your views, and all that. So I don't get mad when we add politics or social agendas in comics because they have a right there. It doesn't bug me. If it becomes too much, maybe I'll switch to something else. That's my choice. But it's so important. Hey, what's up, Joey? So yeah, and that's going back to my history and who I am, that's why I do so much. I never thought that I'm horrible at spelling. You guys are all Facebook friends of me. Like I'm horrible at spelling and grammar sometimes, but my wife helps me to get that stuff. I'm extremely creative. I'm extremely talented. I'm extremely motivated, and I don't say that as a I don't like political comics. My favorite X-Men Watchmen, right? Also, V for Vendetta. If you wanted to get a non-political, sorry, cold really like shut me off my wheels here. But I can create something, and I never thought that I had value. I still don't. I struggle with value. I was just, I've been crazy emotional the last couple of days. I don't know if it's my mom's death. I don't know. My friend Stuart died, and there's some controversy with the funeral. Which breaks my heart. Why do I feel we need motivated podcasts from now? I'm cool with that. Damn it, you people! I can't read comments because it loses my train of thought. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Someone help me. I was talking about why comics are important. Oh, why I do what I do. We all I never thought that I would be capable of creating something in the world that people would see, because I looked at my life and I was like, that is my course. I was going to be in a trailer and I was going to be a drug addict. That was just my lot. And even though I had avoided doing drugs, I knew if I stayed in New Hampshire that I was going to be that guy. That's who I was going to become. And I knew it in my heart, and I ran. I had a fiance I just got proposed to when I graduated high school with a wonderful girl, and I ran because I had nothing of value. And I came to film school with a dream, open with no plan. Like, listen to me. In school, when everyone was planning for colleges, I didn't care about that shit. I cared about my friend's dad who was abusive. I cared about this person who's going through a breakup. I cared about people. I have always cared about people and what makes them tick. I have a love and natural love for people. So I met with those people, and that's what I focused on. And then one day I looked around and everyone was getting their college applications done. I was like, oh shit, I didn't do that. And again, I didn't have the family life that said, hey, you really need to get things done. I'm not even in my fucking graduation pictures because I never bothered to take them because I didn't have anybody, pushing it. So it is a crazy, crazy relationship with me and trying to figuring it out. So yeah, it's just crazy how these things progress and how we move these things. So I didn't do any of those things, and I came down to film school with no plan. I was like, I'm just gonna go full sale. Like, you need this kind of money, and I went to full sale. They were like, so you can't have a job, and you've got to get like $80,000 of credit card debt, of 80,000 of loans and stuff. And I didn't know at the time that because I didn't have any credit card debt that I actually could have got those loans. I didn't know that I could be accepted. So I got scared and I left and I didn't go to Full Sail, and I went to a school here called FMU. And when I went to FMU, it was an unaccredited school, which I didn't even know was a thing. It's not a thing you do in fucking New England. New England, we have tech schools. I know what a fucking tech school is. It's you learn a tech skill and you move on. That's basically what an unaccredited school is. So I went to film school, but it was unaccredited. So I graduated from college, but it was an unaccredited college. Luckily, my college got bought out by a real college and my stuff got grandfathered in. So I do have an accredited college now degree, but like that's just luck. I didn't take that class. But I remember being in this film class and writing, because I wrote 90% of the scripts that came out of there, and I took it very seriously. And there were some good teachers that actually wanted to teach stuff. And I looked around the room and I was like, where is the fucking people with the drive and passion for this? And I thought I was special. And it crushed me when I found out that I was in a school that was unaccredited, that anybody could get to. And I should have known better, because, I'm not special. Like, my life has proven that you're not fucking special, Travis Gibb. You're not. You're worthless. You're trash. Because that's what I was taught in my life. I'm worthless. I'm trash. Everyone saw that. And they said that to me my whole life. I was told that by my cousins, my uncles. They continued to encourage it. I was trash. And I always fought that narrative because I knew I wasn't. I knew I wasn't. And I made mistakes along the way. I had a kid out of wedlock, and that just proved it to them. My dad, when I had my daughter, said to me, I guess it's time to move home. Just come on home. We can take care of it. We can ignore that situation. And I didn't go because it's not what's right. I came and raised my fucking kid, because you raise your fucking kid. And I did the best I could. Sorry. This is I've been super emotional the last couple of days. My wife took me out for ice cream last night, because I came home. I just cried in the car because my song for her is The Gambler. I just love that song by Fun, and it really expresses my love for my wife. I just want to be with her every day, forever, always, and not fuck up. That's all I want. God damn it. What a day. And I promised I wouldn't get into this, but I have somebody on the internet right now just talking trash about me, and saying that I'm a horrible person and a sociopath, and it really breaks my heart. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So, and I don't want you guys to look into that or anything. That's my issue to fight, and I want to ignore it, but it gets to you, whether you win it or not. So I gave up comics. So during that time, I started writing comics, and I started getting to a point. And then this guy who I was doing in Argentina, and it was way harder back then, because I had to send him money via Western Union. It took days. He didn't know if he was getting work, and he would send it to me via email. And any work that I had, that like the negative burn and stuff like that, stuff that I got, like the image work and those things like that, those were just friends doing me favors. I never earned it, right? And I have these comics, and I had Broke Down 4 Dead Bodies, and it was in a folder. And, Matt, flash forward to a wife who cheated on me, and, I bought her a pair of boobs, all sorts of really bad stuff. I don't go to church. I'm too emotional. Hey, I'm going to read some comments, and then I'll continue. I won't get lost this time. You're not worth it. You're a guy who helps show us the passion you can make comics and amazing for the business. Thank you, Trish. You're worth something to me, friend. Thanks. Shell, I will address this question towards the end. Dude, I had a gatekeeper trying to push me out of the comic community that drove me to prove them wrong. Yeah. I'm not. I don't need to prove anybody wrong. That's not where I'm at. I don't need to prove anybody wrong. I'm doing comics. I'm doing comics well. I'm doing fucking fantastic. I have great people support me. A lot of you guys are my backers. Holiday Spirits stress me out that it's not funded, but I went on vacation because I deserve a break, because I worked really hard this year. You guys have all seen me fucking push and do my stuff. So, I'm not ashamed of anything. It's all good. But anyways, all right. So I had this woman who did all sorts of stuff that brought me to Jesus. Jesus brought me to salvation, who taught me my value, right? It really taught me my value, because through all of that, I just did stuff for my friends. I tried to help my friends have the best life I could. Hold on. I said, yeah, you've gotten 2 members of the Common Breeder to buy metal covers from your book. I think you're the only. Oh, that's true. I got 2. Need one more. I need to prove them wrong for myself. It rocked me. I understand, Jen. But So I moved forward. I did all these things, and I've always been creating through all that time. Even if I wasn't writing comics, I created werewolf games. So I played Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse, and I ran stuff for games for as big as hundreds of players, as small as 20 players. I'm running one right now for 2 players, telling stories because I've always wanted to tell stories. I continue to tell stories, and what's great about LARP and what gives me an edge against other comic writers is I've been able to test stories that resonate with people. So when you're doing a LARP, there's all these characters and they all have their personal backgrounds and stories. And I have to fit their narratives into the story that I want to tell and how that looks. That's why I can do things like Cthulhu Invades Oz. That stuff's easy to me. I can take all these guys' thoughts and ideas, put one narrative around it because I'm good at that. That's what I do. I've cut my teeth on that. The 1,000 hours thing, I'm way over that when it comes to LARPing, and role-playing games in general. I ran a great role-playing game for the burritos. I always recommend people to watch that episode. I really always want it to be the top episode, and then fucking Scott Snyder came and ruined it. But one day I'm not going to be big on Scott Snyder, but one day I'll be known and talked about in a conversation where someone's like, if I'm talking about Scott Snyder, Donnie Cates, why am I struggling with names right now? Jason Aaron, Tierney, I'll be at the back end of that list maybe, oh, Travis Kidd, yeah, he's all right, like Chip Zdarsky gets treated like that sometimes. Anyways, so I met my wife, my wonderful, beautiful, the best thing that's ever happened to me wife. And she loved me and I loved her. And we had brokenness that we needed to deal with together. But we both had come from some rough stuff and been treated poorly. And we found each other, and it's been better. My life has been better. And with that, a motivation to create comics again. She looked at the folder and it's like, why aren't you doing this? And she sees my passion. And as my web design business doesn't do as well because I focus so much on this comics, because this is what I want to do. And we created Brokedown and we finished Brokedown. And it's a beautiful piece, and it's a beautiful, touching piece. If you read all 4 issues, you know that it gets deeper and emotional. In Voodoo Nations, I start out with an emotional stuff. I'm at that point. By the way, Cole, I said you're expired. I'm at that point where I'm telling stories that matter, and doing stuff and creating comics and loving what you create and putting good things out in the world, because I want to put good things out in the world that you can enjoy. And hopefully you can see the way I view the world, because I have always loved people. And I've always been a defender of people who stuff, because I feel like I'm worthless. And I know people, when I see them, that they feel the same. So I try to inspire people. That's why I create things like The Advocator, or create or help put together the Tales of the Collective, or Cthulhu Invades Oz. I see people not seeing their value, and it fucking pisses me off, because I see it and I know what it feels like to not see your value. I fucking know it. I get it. I've been there. And for comics, that was my grounded until I found Jesus. That was my faith. Everything was based off of, what was America was Captain America, like his values on that. How you deal with death and response, and how you try to fix the world one crisis at a time, was by Spider-Man and Batman. I learned how to deal with drugs and alcohol, like what it looks like, from Iron Man, and even the womanizing, like Iron Man woman I have indeed that press. I learned how to deal with relationships from the X-Men, because when I was reading the X-Men, Psylocke was trying to get with Jean Grey and trying to deal with that. I knew what it felt like to want someone and not be able to have them, like Wolverine loved Jean Grey. Like these things, these taught me lessons that I learned my life and got me teach. And then it got deeper, right? We got Why the Last Man. I got some political commentary. Preacher, I learned about religion. Like, I know that sounds crazy, like, because especially if you watch Preacher, but my issues with religion, like what was faith and what was God and what's the bullshit that is what was put there. I learned from The Watchmen, what the world is and how to make a statement. V Vendetta, where we're going, Sin City, like how fucked up the world can be and how can we fight it in this fucked up world and how we have to live with it. So that's who I am. And that's what I'm trying to create. And that's what I do. And that's why I create comics. And that's why I love stuff. And the Spider-Man trailer really just showed me everything I love. Show me these generations of stuff. And I can see the generations of Spider-Man and all the things that go through. and what we're going through. Cole says, as you talk your wonderful world, it really touched me every day. I tell my daughter to be nice to everyone, no matter what. And it always makes sure to be nice. Yeah. I see that to my daughter. This one time in school, this girl was just mean to her, just mean. And she couldn't figure out why. And I was like, bring her a cupcake, bring her a candy bar tomorrow, and just give it to her. And because this is like third grade, by the way, this is in high school. It wouldn't work in high school. And she did, and that girl became her best friend and changed everything. All it changed is one perspective of niceness to do that. And girls are mean. Like, I didn't have to deal with half the stuff that girls deal with. Girls are mean. Like, if you are prettier than them, they will shun you and all that. Like, little girls are mean. And adult girls are mean too. My wife has this quote, and I love it. The reason why there's so many affairs in the world, it's not that she doesn't, blame that men cheat, because men shouldn't cheat, but she says that a man, if a man sees a situation that he likes, he's like, oh, I want to try to get that. So he'll try to figure out how to get that, whether it be money or sex, whatever he feels is missing to do that. If a woman sees a happily married man, she's like, she doesn't say, I want something like that. She's like, I want that. And she tries to take that, not realizing the stupidity of that, because if she breaks up that marriage and gets that guy, everything she loved about him is now gone because he did that thing. Right? It's kind of fucked up. Like, cheating doesn't make sense to me. Bro, I feel you. All right, can't wait to come back and watch. This is gotta take a shower and get ready. Cole, I really feel that this video is a shower video. Like, just get a deep cry out at the same time. But yeah, that's what's going on in my world. The Spider-Man trailer really affected me because it just reinvigorated my love of comics and the medium, and what I love about comics and the surprise, because that movie shouldn't fucking exist. That version of it, never in our wildest mind would I thought it. Never in our wildest mind would I see the Avengers and coming out of portals. Those things wouldn't stuff. And then you look at stuff like Crossover from Donny Cates. Those things won't translate to another medium. There'll never be a movie of Crossover because of how crazy it is. And it's beautiful. But I say that, and then we have Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? Right? Whoever thought that Disney characters and Warner Brothers characters should be in the same room? Like, it's things that if we get creative and we love one another and we want to create something, we can create something beautiful and wonderful. And that's a good segue to talk about holiday spirits. So I'm not a plug, but I'm a good marketer. So that's a good thing. So I'm going to talk about that real quick, and then we'll get a little mushy again. Then we'll walk out. Okay. So I need 3 more backers, guys. So even if you give me $1, give me $1. We got to get there. We're very close. We're about, what is that? $600 away from our goal. It's a great book. I just ordered these today. All right, I'm lying. I haven't ordered them yet. I'm going to order them when I get off the phone, but they're going to be shiny, which is cool. We've got all these backer tiers. We've got, all the digital rewards. $8 you can get the book. $12 you can get stuff. We've got all of these physical rewards. Oh, Joey, since you're still here, can you send me that link? I still want to buy that t-shirt. I'm going to buy a hot pink one. Can you send me that link to that for your stuff? I got this. Today I'm going to add another level to this. So we've got the collector's kit. You're going to get 1 hardcover, whatever cover you want, all of this stuff, and a bookmark for $75. It's going to be really, really cool. Highly recommend that to your level. That's going to be added today, later on today. Got retail bundles. And this has some of the greatest people in comics. It's got me and Don Nguyen here. He just did that cover for Steak. That's out today over at the Collective. If you're in Orlando, go check it out. This guy has done some stuff for not Somebody's Killing Children. He's done stuff for blah, 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 blah. He did things for Department of Truth. I don't know why I struggle with that. I've said every time I get to him, I struggle with that. Done some cool stuff. Kurt Belcher's here. He did Rotten Tail over at Source Point. Ricardo Alvarez, you guys may have remember him if you ever read my Reapers. He did that. We got Colleen Douglas here. She's amazing. Her and Jesus did an amazing tale. We've got Robbie Bragdon. He did some covers, and he did the Tin Man story in Cthulhu Invades Oz. We've got Nathan Cho and CR Florence. They created another wonderful thing here. We've got Jonathan Hendricks, and we've got his whole team, Gabrielle on Donmaso. The whole team from the Recount is here. They have a Christmas tree story. My wife is editing it. As you see, the pages are fucking done, guys. They're done. So yeah, that's it. Like, please consider backing that. Like, if you haven't, give me $1. Just, and if I know like times are tough, but give me $1. Give me $5 if you can. Give me $8, or bet actually pledge if you can. Anything helps. I appreciate that. So that's it. Is that Joey? Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So that's the holiday spirit. That's the stuff. If you haven't backed it, please do. Please consider backing it. Tonight I'm going to come on. I'm going to do a creator showcase. I'm going to have a whole bunch of creators on. Probably won't be as emotional. Sorry, but yeah, we all gotta keep moving forward and do good things. Like, actually do good things. Don't just talk about it. Like, do good things. And if you're in my crew, like you see these videos, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. Just message me and tell me what you need and see what I can do. I can't help everybody. I can't make your book worth 10 grand or whatever, but I can help you get there. And I can help you do what I can do. If you look at my numbers and look at what I've done, I wrote a crime book, and I made some really high numbers, and I'm pretty high in the crime category. So yeah. Oh, Joey, thanks. I assumed you're already backed. He's such a good supporter. But thank you, Joey. You're a good man. Always love you. Oh, we got a couple backs actually. Look at that. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Pretty much everybody. Yeah, appreciate you guys. That's so great. But yeah, I love you guys. I really do. I really do love making comics for you guys, creating this world. Doing good things, being part of all these things, and just influencing each other and growing together. So whatever I can do to help us grow, help us be better, let's do it. Let's. Thank you, Joe. And I got you. If you send me that link, I'll buy that T-shirt today. Like, I won't mess up this time. Like, I really want to buy that T-shirt. He's got a wonderful, awesome logo that he created, or that somebody created for him. It's so good. But I love you guys. Let me answer that one question. So Shelby had a question. Where is it? Shelby had a question right here. Serious question. What's your thoughts on Spider-Man One More Day regarding to this topic? All right. So Spider-Man One More Day is Lee Rose. You know what, Lee? I'm actually going to even go so further to say it's 100% amazing. The problem is you're with that 1%, and I actually think it's closer to 5%, that bad things happen. It's not that any of them are bad dudes. I don't think anybody has any bad intentions to steal money, because there's not enough money in comics to really steal. Like, really, you can't like make a lot. The only person who's really done like crazy bad things is, I guess, that Rob Liefeld like Brigade comic that he did on Kickstarter that raised a whole bunch of money. But even that, he did ship some out. But there's the second scenario of that where he lost some of those characters because of he lost the Youngblood stuff. So even that stuff. I think the problem with comics is these are our babies. These things that we create. I've got Voodoo Nations here. These are our babies. These are so important to us. That when someone steps on that, or we perceive that someone is on that or threatens that, we get scared and we flip out and we hold on to it, and we anger and we spear against everybody else, instead of going, look, dude, that's not what I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to do whatever. And then they get so in that focus that they're trying to take their baby, because art is so personal that we're attacking their baby, and which somehow attacks their character, and somebody attacks them, which results as a lot of these people to attack someone's character in response. When maybe people are just like, hey, what you did there was wrong. Like, it's okay. You make a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Or hey, like, that's not what I meant, or hey, your worth is, I get that your worth is here. I had a creator who came to me and asked for a cover work And they gave me a rate, and I was like, I love that, and I think your rate is worth that, but I can't pay that. And let me tell you why. It's because I have to raise so much on Kickstarter because that's where I'm at right now. And that money, I need to use that to help me fund. So even though I think you're the talent of this tier territory, there's other people at that tier who will charge me about the same price, who's going to bring some exposure to my project. And I'm sorry, I don't have the extra money to just throw that at stuff. And I think that that's hard. That's a hard reality to take, but it is what it is. Yes, follow the House of Indies wherever you get podcasts. Make sure you listen to every episode. Absolutely. Joe Galvez, he's the social media director from Scout. And I think he still does House of Indies. You'd have to answer that, Joey, where he interviews a whole bunch of creators, some Scout creators and some of them not. Also, I need to have you on again. So I assume he's doing stuff since I needs me on again. Get here. This sounds interesting. I actually wasn't talking about you, Alexa, believe it or not. And we just got to figure these things out. We all got bills to pay. Yeah, absolutely. It's never about initiative. Alexa, since she's here, she was one of the people I was talking to, and I remember like really like heartbreaking for her as we were having a conversation, because in Kickstarter, so here's the way it works. I'm going to give you some dirty laundry. Some campaigns, the creators get paid at the end. And if something happens and it doesn't get funded, they didn't get that money and they counted on that money. And it's something can not fund for all sorts of various reasons, why it couldn't fund. So that makes it really painful. And it sucks for those creators because they were counting on that to do the next thing, to take time off, and to do that. So, and I was talking to Alexa and I was like, man, you're at such this talent level of rate, and finding someone in the indie community to pay you that rate. But you need to work in the indie community so you can get a couple of, solid, really good things to get more people to pay that rate. And it's a thing. It's just getting those couple of people who have that money and sees that value like I do, but have the extra cash flow to make that happen. Right. So we're just trying to do it better. And Alexa, I apologize if, anything I said upsets you. It wasn't my goal. It's a risk you have to willing to take as an indie creator. Yeah, it's absolutely a risk you have to take. And you assess those risks the best you can. That's why, when I do like a Cthulhu Invades Oz and I have to make a deal like that, I try to do it. So, all right, all these things are done. Can you wait 45 days to get paid? So like a net 30, because I've got it. And then I have a track record of funding. I haven't ever not done something that funds, knock on wood. I'm not saying I'm never gonna, but knock on wood that I've been blessed to be able to continue to keep funding my stuff and continue to keep getting that stuff up, So yeah, but we've got to honor each other, and that's why I try to make special deals and gigs and try to make things that can happen to try to help somebody out. Scam Likely's calling me again. This girl just will not stop. Why you be like that, Scam Likely? Why? You don't have to be like that. You choose that, Scam Likely. So one more day. That was the hardest part I did, was paid up front, but when the comic is printed, I know it's all ours. Exactly. Yeah, that's a big thing. My wife's big on that too. Because I've been in situations where I've co-owned something, and it's really tough that's a standard in comics of co-owning. But that's really rough that person gets a say in everything you do, and decisions and prints and all that stuff. Like, that's tough. That's tough if you don't have the money. And let me say this too. Someone said this about Kickstarter the other day. Really fucking made me mad. They said that Kickstarter, if you don't have it fully done, you shouldn't be on Kickstarter. That's not true. I do that, and I think you should do that. But Kickstarter's for dreams. There is people who had nothing but like a page and a cover who had their family fund their stuff, and they were able to achieve their dreams. And then as they built that dream, they got more and more friends to elevate all that and to keep going and to keep supporting and to keep growing. Anybody can do Kickstarter. It's designed to kickstart your dreams, to help get your dream stuff. So don't ever let someone bully you out of Kickstarter, make you feel that your dreams aren't worthy because you don't have enough stuff. Now, that being said, the more you can complete before you go to Kickstarter, the better your chances of success on Kickstarter, because investors want to see that you've invested in yourself. They don't want to just invest in an idea, right? If I spout an idea, I have an idea for a comic. Let me tell you my idea for a comic, and I'm going to write it one day. And if someone wants to just invest in my idea, let's do it. But the idea is this: there's a past life experiment. So a guy goes into this past life experience, and as he goes through that past life experiment, it doesn't seem to work, and then he kind of does a virtual reality of his past life. But he found out that he has no past lives, because in this world, past lives are like, maybe we're not sure if they're real or not. But this guy has played Dungeons and Dragons and vampire and werewolf and all those things his whole life, and those things come to life because of that. And they're all these characters become real because in his life those are past lives. So they all become real, and then he has to deal with the repercussions of that. And I would tell it in a way, as a person growing up, right? When you first start role playing, you make a lot of jokes and you do like stupid things and like you bang like every character you see. And then towards the end, you take it very, very seriously. And then that year that you're in a dark, brooding mood, you make an evil character. And all of those kind of mess up this guy's real life. And he kind of has to come to grips with all the emotions he felt in life, of kind of all the things that he should have been canceled for. He has to deal with all those at once. That's my idea. Great idea. I could pitch that on Kickstarter, but would be better, that idea, if I get someone to draw some character sketches of each of those. If I talk about how I really want variant covers of role-playing games. So I want a Dungeons and Dragons manual. I want a Vampire the Masquerade manual. I want a Cyberpunk manual. I want like a Conan variant. Like I want all these cool variants to how to make stuff go. It's a great idea. How do we make that work? And how we do that. And that's something I'm going to actually do. I've talked about this. I'm going to do a Substack next year. And in that Substack, I'm going to present some ideas to you. And I'm going to pay the bill, but you guys get to be part of that process and vote on what you guys think is good. Like, do you think that idea is good? Do you like it? Or do you not? I want to hear that. Martha says, my problem is the printing. You just don't know. Having the supplies in this age is not easy, apparently. Yeah. Right now, with the paper shortage and all that, that's really tough. One of the things I think, Martha, as I've seen you progress, you jump around from series to series because you got so many ideas in your head. And I do that. I have that too, but you got to finish something to go to the next, right? Like if I came up with another broke down sub book before I finish Broke Down 4 Dead Bodies, it gets confusing to people. And I think that's hard to build a fan base, Martha, when if someone backs another one and they don't realize it's not in the same timeline, trying to figure all that stuff out. It's a lot of work. And you can keep doing what you're doing, but I think that maybe you need to create like a timeline in the back of your book that kind of shows this book falls in this part of the timeline, and that to help create a person know where it is and where it stands. I think that helps tremendously when you're doing stuff, because you have so many ideas that you want to present out to the world that you want to tell right now. That's just my advice. You can take it or leave it. I'm not always right. I'm not always wrong. So, by the way, Joey, since you're here, you did great on the Scout headquarters day. Good job. All your interviews were really great. All your stuff was really great. It's so tough waiting for the artist. Yeah, absolutely. It's so tough waiting. You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir here. You know how many books I'd have if I, didn't have to wait for the all righter? But I get it. Yeah. That's just an advice for you. Again, you don't have to change. What I would do is do the thing. So, but yeah, Spider-Man. He's amazing. He is everything that's pure and good. I know he's fictional, but he's made me a better person. Comics have made me a better person. Like the fictional characters that I have lived in have made me a better person. And then when I found, not to get preachy and religious, but when I found, a real living God, I got even better. But those comics taught me my values, my right and wrong. Everything I learned of what is right and wrong is in these comics. And the writers have done such a good job of putting scenarios where they have to make a call that it's going to hurt somebody, regardless of which way they do. And what does that look like? And how do you deal with that? How do you come back from that? I think role playing is a great springboard for comic chat. Thanks, my friend. I'm truant at work. Got to get back. She works at Disney, so if you ever go to Disney, look up Martha, hang out with her. But yeah, that's what's going on, guys. I'm trying to get us to the $250 back, 250 backer. We are now one away, so I'm gonna go back to hustling hella hard. Um, but yeah, I love you guys. I really do. I think that you guys are great. I think my fans are great. I think each and every one of you are great. I think everybody who does comics, you deserve more than you're getting. You deserve, thank you, Trish. You deserve a stronger platform. Um, your art is important and it's worth seeing. So keep creating art. Don't let anybody tell you how because you're going to touch someone. Someone's going to be inspired. For me, that's Rob Rivers. He's not here, but he loves Broke Down. It really resonates with him, and he's never told me why. But he's like, this really resonates with me, and he's one of my biggest fans on Broke Down, early adapter. I remember a kid in England who was like, "Hey, I came down for college, and he loves the book, and I give him the digitals because he can't afford the shipping." I totally get that, and he just is so grateful. Um, just keep creating things, and if you need help, there's stuff that we can do to help you get connected. I always have projects that you can maybe be part of if you need exposure to get you to that next level. But we just all gotta keep working hard, keep loving each other. But yeah, that's what I had to get off my chest. I need to talk about Spider-Man. I need to talk about how great Spider-Man was. So, sum up most important thing. Spider-Man, he's important. That trailer's awesome. Comics, they'll break your heart, but keep doing them anyways. It's worth it. Comics, you can learn values in good and bad, right and wrong. Comics have inspired my life. And please watch this whole video if you're watching at the end. I shared some emotional stuff about my past and my future. Not that I want you to get intimate with me, but I want you to see who I am. I want you to understand me. Last but not least, back holiday spirits. I'll go back to the plug. Back holiday spirits. Jerome worked really hard on putting that book together. We need to get it funded for him. So help him out. Get that. I've been busy. I haven't been able to do it as much. I've been with my own stuff. I took vacation and things like that. And I'm allowed a vacation. But help me. I will see you guys tonight at 10. If you want to see David and Francesca for the steak tour, that is live. They have here, since I'm here, I can show you the cover that's available there. Let's change my logo, my branding. Steak. It's really hard to get that. Steak. You can get this cover there. There's like 10 foils, 40 regular. And you can get the Steak World Tour, which is right here. This is shiny. It has World Tour on the back. So you can get both of those at the collective today. So if you're out there, go ahead and pick them up. I was so blessed to be able to help the steak team put that together. Super blessed. Back holiday spirits. You guys all know about that shenanigans. Let me disappear for a minute. Watch. Ready? What? Bam. Krampus is cool. So if you want to see a Krampus story that I wrote, go ahead and check that out. But I love you guys. I really do. And I want to create good stuff for you. And I can't wait next year when you guys are part of that process. And this is what you're going to get, a lot of more intimate stuff. I'm going to be a little more intimate because, dude, I am messed up right now. I don't know why I'm so emotional. Again, I've had a lot of COVID deaths. It's my anniversary of my mom's death, so I get a little emotional. It could be on my period. I don't know. It could be this guy attacking me. I don't know. It could be multiple things. But stay cool. Love each other. Do good. Create comics. Comics are good. It's probably not someone. Let me revise. It's probably not someone attacking me because that's not the first time I've had someone attack me. It doesn't seem to bother me because I know what I do and I know the value and I know I treat people well. All right, love you guys. Keep creating comics. Back holiday spirits. Go visit Steak. Do something. See you at 10 p.m. Bye. Oh wait, hold on. Let me check comments really. Sorry, I keep saying bye. Let's keep rocking, Travis. Yeah. All right. Bye.